Fabulous, exciting. So excited to have this call today. So happy Saturday to everybody from wherever you're calling in from. You know, we call in every Saturday to learn about buildings and Zeno. And so for all of you partners out there, there's always so many different people that are building this that you can really relate to different stories. Well, this gal, I have been following for a while, and I think it's because I really like to see women also having some great success in anything actually, but in the direct sales industry, and especially here in Zinzino. And she has been just rising and rising and rising to the top. And anytime you see her speaking, she just has this confidence and power about her. And, you know, but the more I talked to her, the more intrigued I got at her story. And I really think it's super important for each and every one of us to hear the different stories. And I'm inspired by her story. So I want to have her come on here. She's was born and raised in Austria, but is actually in Dubai at the moment. So please welcome on here our special guest for today, Zinab Rizvi. Hello, Zinab.
Hello, Carla. Thank you for the invitation and thank you for the chance to speak. And I hope you guys can learn something today. I also follow the trainings here because the benefit of the Zoom calls and the live calls also on Facebook is you have the recordings, so you can hear it every single time, take notes, and then implement it. So thank you, Carla, as well for everything you do, because I know it takes a lot of time and effort to do that. So thank you for giving us the stage, but also the key learnings every week.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And, you know, for me, I know that it's all about upgrading here. You know, it really is about upgrading. So when I'm thinking about what I want to have on here, I think, what do I want to learn from? What do I want? So most of the things that people that I have on here are people that I know I'm getting something from. And, you know, I find it fun to see power women, first of all, because I think it's really important. But I also think younger people, because how old are you, Zinab?
31.
I know, 31 and black crown. But, you know, you've been doing this for a while, and I think people need to hear the story. So if we go back, you were born in Austria.
Yes.
But you were also bilingual, like my kids have always been too, because I, you know, was raising them in Denmark, being an American. But you were also had family from Pakistan and living in Austria. So, and you actually were into health in some ways because you went to school. And to what were you studying in school?
So I've been to the school, I've completed everything, but I started working in a pharmacy. So because that was a dream for my parents. It's normal in the Pakistani community, either you're a lawyer or you're a doctor or engineer. So that's the three options you have. And if you choose one of these options, you have the respect, and even the parents are super proud. They're like, oh my God, my daughter, she's a doctor. Even I'm not a doctor, but I was looking like one. So
Yeah, the white coat and all of that. Yes, yes, yes. But at some point you kind of said, I don't know if this is for me. But so how do you get from working at the pharmacy into direct sales?
um, you know, I when we talk about entrepreneurship, no one in my family was really doing a business. So no one could teach me how to start a business, or if there is another option. So I loved my job, but I started feeling a toxic environment, and not just because of the people around them. It was also, I was not happy. I was not happy waking up doing the same thing every single day for 1,030 euros. If you compare it to what the costs are today, I can't even live in one apartment what I was earning 5 years ago. So I was depressed because of our 30,000 in debt. And I knew exactly if I don't change something, I will stay in that environment, and that's toxic for myself, for my brain.
So
So
as a young person, you were 30,000 euro in debt. That's euro dollars are very close. So that's a lot of debt, darling.
I know because I've took some, yeah, not good decisions. So there was a person who had a control over me. So I had no other option than doing what I had to do.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I was like, what should I do? So I was in a really dark place because there was the bill coming in. I had no food in a pharmacy. So there was a time in the pharmacy as well where I couldn't even afford lunch.
Mm.
But because I was so good with people, my customer were so happy with what I was doing. So they brought me like gifts, like food and some drinks, not because of they know that I have a money problem, just to say thank you. So
Mm.
I think the universe was taking care of me.
Oh, okay. So you couldn't you were in debt at a young age, and you were kind of thinking entrepreneur stuff. Like if you were really going to ever get ahead, you don't want to do what your parents were telling you you should be doing. You want to do something else, and entrepreneur was an option, and you thought about doing that.
I was not thinking about it because I didn't know that there is an option. But, you know, I started when I was 16, I started working and I was selling network marketing products in the pharmacy. And I didn't know that it's network marketing because they were selling it in the pharmacy. I found out about it 2 weeks ago that I was selling network marketing products. So I was born to do that, but there, I was waiting for that person, and that person came into the pharmacy and asked me if I'm open for a new project.
Okay, so somebody noticed that you were sweet and talkative with customers and stuff, and just kind of brought up to you about, hey, maybe you could be doing something else here. And you looked at that opportunity as something you could be doing.
I said no. I said that's a pyramid scheme and I have no time. I'm working full time. So I said no to him. And yeah, and he didn't give up because he told me that he saw something. He saw the leader because the way I was talking to my colleagues, talking to my boss,
Mhm, mhm,
because he said, you are not the boss there. Your boss is not the boss. You are the boss.
mhm.
So he saw something. So he invited me to a presentation and I said, yes, I will look over it. So at that time I was in another company. It took us like 2, 3 meetings. And then I said yes to that opportunity.
Okay, so you decided to sign up, and this is a different company, but you and it's your same sponsor, so it's
Yes.
Javier.
No, it's Fabian
Oh, it's
Zierholt.
Fabian. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
Javier, it's Fabian. Well, you see all these beautiful young men over
Yeah.
there, and it's like, it's one of those, it's in the group there. Okay, so he looks at you and says, okay, let's do this. And you say no and no and no and no until you finally say yes. So then it was easier for you because you were just made for this. He was great at it. You guys were successful there.
No, because there is a difference if you're wearing a white coat and the people are coming to you and asking for advice. But outside, where no one else is looking, you get confronted with your real you, with the problems you have, with the confident issue you have, and with the money problems you have. So that was the difference.
So what did Fabian do then? How was he talking to you? What were you guys doing then to be getting some success?
We had no success in that 1 year where we were in that company, but he told me because I had a list with no numbers, because I was not allowed to talk to people. So I had just had the numbers from my family. So he told me that the only option, because at that time social media was not really famous, and to get into that stage where you can talk to people on social media, you need to brand yourself. So I
Okay.
started my Facebook account, but I was totally new in that. So he told me the only option you have is talk to people outside, so talk to people on the street.
Okay,
So
wait. Because a lot of people are gonna go, what? I know I did. So you decide I need to talk to people and see if this could be something for them. So you went out and were cold contacting on the street at that time. I mean, that takes guts. I mean, already there it shows the power that you have. But because a lot of people wouldn't do that. But what were you doing to get in contact with people?
You know, when I started in network marketing, I saw so many videos from other people who were successful, and they were doing the same thing. They were talking to people on the street. So I know exactly that that's the only option. And, you know,
Mm.
if the pain is if you feel the pain in your whole body, you don't care what other people think about you because you don't have other options. And I don't want it to cry anymore. I don't want it to live in fear where people stand in front of my door because I can't pay the bills. So I had responsibilities regarding my family and regarding myself. So I said I will just do what my sponsor is telling me because that's what I learned in the event at the events. So in the beginning, I started just asking what's the time, and that's what I did for 2 or 3 weeks, just to understand how I need to communicate and what kind of people I want to attract. Because there is a difference. For example, Carla, I'm asking you, can you tell me where the next Vapiano is, the next Italian restaurant? And you
Mhm.
will tell me, you know what, just go straight on the right side. You will find it by yourself. That's not the people I want to work with. But
Mm.
if you're telling me in details, go straight on the right side. I think there is a really nice coffee shop opposite of the Vapiano. You really need to go there. It's really nice. I love it. But opposite of the coffee shop, you will find the Vapiano. That's the people I want to work with. So
Oh,
I was
I get it.
learning.
It doesn't, it's not as scary now because you were just checking to see if they were options for this. You could kind of, I guess I kind of do that too on the plane. You find out if are they coming or going, and then some people just quick answer, and other people they strike up a conversation, and you can tell that they're more open. They're open people. They're talkative people. Those are the kind of people we'd like to work with too. Okay, so I get that. So you start talking to some people. This is still in the other company, and are you making money in that company? Are you?
No, because it was a learning process. It
Mm.
was a learning process to understand, okay, how can I talk to people? What kind of people I want to have in my team? So it was a process. And the next step was to give people compliments. And that was a bit difficult in the beginning. But then I saw how people were smiling, and that made me happy as well. So the last stage was to make a compliment and ask them what they are doing for a living, to start a conversation, to at the end get the number from that person. So next day I can ask the person if he or she is open for an opportunity. So it was a process.
Okay. So you were doing this, but you said in that first years you weren't really making money. Um, and so how did you end up coming to Zinzino?
We were not earning money, but our uplands were earning a lot of good money, and one of them was Marco Passanante.
Mhm.
And he just realized that he's earning money, but his team is not earning anything. And he was not happy with that situation. So he called us and he asked if we were happy. And we, of course, said yes. What should we say? No. So we said yes. And he said, you know what? There is an opportunity. And I've been looking to that for a couple of months, years now. And I want your guys' opinion. And we said, okay. So we flew to Gothenburg to get to know Orion, Richie, and Nikolai, where Nikolai introduced us to Zinzino. And I was super skeptical because I was like, oh my God, I worked in a pharmacy. I know how supplements are working. Omega-3, I know that I have a perfect ratio. But still, there was something different, and that was the blood test.
Mm.
Because today I don't need to go out on the street to make people compliments, because I just need to ask them if they want to take a look about their health with 2 drops of blood.
Okay, yes, I love that. Okay, so you were after being skeptical and deciding, okay, we're gonna follow Marco here. And you and Fabienne both decided you did that, you're
Yeah,
doing this together. You guys have been doing this together from the start. Um,
yeah, we're doing it since 2015. We are working together. And but the problem was when I did my test, I had a bad result. So, you
mhm,
know, in my first year in network marketing, there was kind of a confidence which was growing and kind of a small knowledge I had about network marketing. But after my test, I had some hormonal issues where doctor thought that I have a tumor. So I was in the hospital
mhm.
for 2 weeks, and that was also something. So I had one obstacle than another in my life, and when the doctor
You know,
told me that
I think that's another thing too, because there's always obstacles. Life is always coming in the way. It's never going to be easy. Uh, and everybody has obstacles. A lot of people might think because you're Black Crown that you have just been, rising to the top, but you went through a lot of those kind of obstacles too. And you were still in debt and still struggling, and so you switched over, and then you had your health issues, but they found out it wasn't a tumor.
no, thank God not, it was some other health issues. But you know, when I was in the bed in the hospital, I was asking myself, so every decision I took in my life, was it for me or was it for to make other people happy? And it was always the answer, I have to make other people happy, to make my family happy, to make my friends happy, to make other people inspired. But I never got an answer when it comes to my happiness. So when I got discharged from the hospital, I promised myself that I will take a decision for myself,
Mhm,
no matter how long it takes. I will go through the pain, because the difference is you have to work every single day. You have to work hard every single day on yourself to gain that confidence, because when you work hard in one certain area, you will get better in that and your confidence grows. And
mhm,
when there comes the time where no one is watching, that's where you get tested the most.
mm,
Because when you work hard on yourself, you know exactly how you pushed your body, how you pushed yourself, how you pushed your mind.
mhm,
And when you want to achieve a certain goal, you know what you're capable of,
mm,
because you already have been there.
mm. Okay, so you were working on yourself at this time. You decided at this point, you had started in Zinzino, um, and you knew that you needed to work on you. And you wanted to work on you for your own sake, not for a picture for your parents or your friends or anything, but you decided you needed to be the best you and to build the confidence, because you exude confidence. But I know that you worked on it for years. So when you started in Zinzino, did you rise right away, or what were you learning in that first period of time?
So I learned to qualify myself for every campaign, to attend every event, no matter how less money I had. And also when I had
Yeah,
to
let's talk about that, because we're coming up to different events, and it's going to be the annual event, and there's events in everybody's country. You were $30,000 euros in the minus when you're getting started and you're young, but you were still checking out, since you flew up to Gothenburg to do that. You were going to every event. I know that you said you went to like a training at some time uh that was in Singapore,
yeah,
and you were all this minus, but you were still investing in yourself. So how does that tie together?
because the people I watched at that time, they said in their trainings that it took them 5 years to succeed in network marketing. It took them 3 years, 4 years, 6 years, 7 years to succeed in network marketing. So I knew that that's a process. And if I want to have different results, I need to completely change myself, because the environment I have, the mindset I have right now, the health issues I have right now, they will not help me to succeed. They will not help me to be that person you all see on stage. So if you want different results, you have to do different things. Then that's what I did. So even I had not a partner for a qualification for a campaign, I asked for money so I can buy the package. And I bought several 200% ECB packages, but I never hit a certain rank. But I wanted to do what a successful leader would do.
Is
So
qualify for
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, so that was so important for me. Even when I talk about it, I get emotional, because people, they see the success and everything, but you need to rely on yourself. You need to love yourself. You need to change yourself if you want to have a different result. And when different means going through pain, when different means stop talking to certain people who are toxic, when change means to put your ego on the side and ask for help. Think about the other side, what can happen if you are the person after a year. And that's what made me so excited. So I started writing down what kind of person I want to be, and I was picturing that Zinab. So I saw my, and it's already done. So I know exactly what I will wear when I'm a president on stage, what I will tell to the people, when it will happen. I have all the details written, and I have lived it already.
But that's it. I mean, there were so many things in there. I don't even know where to start, because it's so much about mindset. Of you made a decision for you to change you to be a successful person, and you needed to do the things that successful people do, and you knew you need to attend all events. Doesn't matter what it costs. You need to be there, because if you're not there, you're not going to be the successful person. You know, you need to hit all of the campaigns. You need to push to do them and make sure you're getting there, which means doing the action and getting it and doing the personal development. I know you've been to Singapore for things, but you've been to every event. You do all the trainings, and you're on every call that you can be to learn. And but you didn't get to the diamond level until you had been in Zinzina for a while.
Yeah, so it took me 2.5 years to reach diamond.
But
But
you had worked so hard on yourself, because you said you didn't have a lot of your own contacts. You started building, talking to people, building the relationships, and just working on you more than anything.
yeah, because when people talk about success is so little. So you have the struggles, you have the failure, you have the fear, you have everything. So it's so big, and success is so small. But success tastes better than what the big picture is. And you see that in our presentation as well, where you see the eyes,
Mhm.
where you
The
see
iceberg, yeah.
down, yeah, everything. So when I achieved, for other people, maybe it will be small, but when I signed up one customer, when I signed up one partner, when I achieved silver, when I achieved gold, I was celebrating it like I am a president.
Mhm.
Because every success, every small success helps me to shape the person I want to be in the future. And the excitement was helping me not to give up.
Mhm. Mhm.
And when I started recruiting people, so then I was really good in recruiting people, but still my team, I started building a team and the team was gone. So I did it again, the team was gone. I did it again, because excitement is good, but you need skills as well.
Mhm.
So I was working on the skills I need to be a leader, because you can recruit people, that's not difficult, but to lead a team with different personality,
Mhm.
That's another chapter.
I think that's a huge thing, because a lot of people, when they start, they've signed up 10, 15, 20 people, but if you're not leading them, your team is not going to stay, and then you're starting over. And you said to me at some point, you started over and started over and had to start over because the team didn't stay, and you knew you needed to change you. It was the common denominator. You needed to change you. You needed to work on you so that you could lead the team. And you needed to learn the skills. So excitement and the skills to learn it. So you were really a student for that time. And it took,
I'm still a student. So I'm always a student.
so after 2.5 years, you finally hit the diamond level, and you finally have a team that's with you, and you're working on you. Then what happened after that?
So after hitting diamond, also I'm working on my leadership skills. I found myself. That was really important, because here in the beginning, when you start in a certain team and you get inspired by other people, you're copying them to be them, to have their success, which is really good to copy a successful people. But in the way where you copy people, it's super important not to forget yourself,
Mm.
to find your strengths as well, to find your talents,
Mhm.
to find the skills you want to achieve. Because it took me 4.5 years to talk in front of people, because I was so scared, and I was like, I'm not a good speaker. I'm not shouting. I don't have that energy like the other people have on stage. So maybe I'm not that inspiring person. So I don't want to talk in front of people. But
Mm.
that was not a good mindset. So when I started talking in front of other people, people told me, oh my God, I can so identify to your story,
Mhm.
because I'm in the same situation. So that was a wake-up call for me, because I'm a completely different example for them.
Mhm.
So after understanding that power, but also get inspired by myself, I love myself. And I'm telling it to every single person, I love myself. And I get so inspired when I wake up and I want to chase my dreams. And that's after diamond. After 1 month, I achieved director. After 1 year, I achieved crown. After 1.5 years, I achieved royal crown. And 2 months later, I achieved black crown in the same year.
I love that. And I think all of that foundation work that you were doing on you, you know, I really like what you said about being you, because it's one of the things we use in the United States when we say, how are you going to build this business? Number one, just be yourself, you know. And I've heard people say that to me, and my team will call, I can't talk like you have a different way of being or energy or something. And
And that's true. Every time when I see you on stage, sometimes I tell myself, shit, oh my God, she's so good, because you're an amazing speaker. You're one of the best MCs,
aw,
best speaker we have in Cincinnati, because you're catching people with your energy, and that's a talent.
but you know, Zainab, exactly that is, we don't need more Carlas in the team. We need Zainabs, we need Bibis, we need Donnas, we need Bobbies, we need Gees, we need Dordeens on here. We need the people to be themselves. And actually what you said is, it took you time to really love yourself and to be you and to dare to be you and to continue to be you. I mean, loving yourself gives that confidence too, is finally saying, okay, I can do this, and I just need to be me. I don't need to be a Carla. And you know, I don't need to be a Hilda. I don't need to be a Zainab. I can be me and just be the best version of me I can be. And I think that's what's attractive, because I'll never forget when I saw you on stage for the first time. I thought, this young gal in power. It was just like you cut through everybody and spoke to the heart of everybody. And I thought, whoo. And how old was she? I think you were 30 when I first heard about you. I'm like,
Yeah, no, it was, I think, 1.5 years ago. So I was
yeah,
30.
it's like you weren't 30 yet. And I'm like, in this power, but it makes sense. You build this up. And we have to really say, everybody can do this, but it does take time to work on your mindset, and you were doing a lot of the things, the mindset of being successful at a young age.
Because Carla, you know, I'm also really straight when it comes to giving people feedback. I don't like excuses, because if you tell me you're not happy, but in the same time you're telling me, oh, it's not possible, that's not true. Because I have looked at my life, what kind of decision I'm taking. For example, my handy was not working, and I knew exactly I'm doing an online business. And maybe I need a proper phone so I can take good picture and make calls. So the money I had, I took it and I bought a phone. So why I'm taking different decision when it comes to my life, when it comes to my problems. When it comes to my problems, I start taking excuses or look for a excuse where I can be in my zone, where I feel confident, but that's selfish. So you have to think, is it an excuse or is it really a reason why you can't do that? I talked to one of my leaders and she told me, you know what, I think, so I can't talk in front of people. I don't know if I can do that because I'm so scared.
Mm.
And I don't want to, and because I asked her if she wants to speak, and she's like, no, 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 I don't want to talk. And I said, okay, you know what? Maybe you're not born to be on stage. Maybe you're not a speaker. Perfect. Then stay where you are. If you're happy, then I'm happy for you. And that triggered her so much that she said, that she called me next day and she said, you know what? Even if I think I'm not a good speaker, I want to be a good speaker. And
Mhm.
I said, now we are talking a different language. And
Mm.
now she's one of the best speaker in my team.
No, that is so powerful. I hope everybody has made note of that, because it should have that drive. You need to have the drive of the success and the vision of where you want to go, because you've had that vision for a long time. You knew it a long time ago. You've had that picture in your mind of who you wanted to be. You've written it down of how you want to be as a leader. And then you've started setting goals. How important is setting goals for you?
It's super important because how do you want to achieve something if you have no plan what the next steps are? And we are not talking about the big steps. We are talking about the small steps you need to do to succeed in that business.
Mhm.
Because success is so nice in so many areas. Successful don't just mean you have a lot of money.
Mhm.
Success in being a good person, success in helping other people, success in helping yourself. Because when you start in network marketing, people always talk about, oh, I want to help people, but that's not true. The first reason and the most important reason why people start in network marketing is because they want to have a different life, because they want to help themselves. Because you can't be broke and have a, sorry to say, shit mindset and say I'm helping other people. That's not possible.
Mm.
Environment is so important. Please, if you're in a toxic environment today, I don't care how much you love that people, you have to change something. I had no friends, but the personal development people on YouTube, on podcasts were my best friends, because there were no one else who could say, oh, just my sponsor and my uplines, Marco, or as well. They believed in me, but they were also in a process of building up a business.
Mhm.
But whenever I talked to them, they told me how proud they are on me. But I told you yesterday, Carla, it's a different, and that's what Fabian told me. That's a different if I tell you I'm proud of you,
Mhm.
or you tell yourself, I'm proud of myself. And I
Mm.
always tell people I'm proud of you, but what about yourself?
We need to do that ourselves. And I get that. It really does. You could feel it when you said that, but if you tell you, I could even feel it when you said it, because that's a powerful thing. We need to be proud of ourselves. I get that.
Yeah, because we are in that successful entrepreneurship bubble where
Mhm.
we need to go through the checklist, but there is so much more.
Mhm.
And I told myself that I'm proud of myself when 25 people said no. I was proud of myself when I had 5 people who told me they are signing up today, but they said no. I was proud of myself when I started signing up people, and after a few weeks, they have quit. I was still proud of myself because I was not giving up.
Mhm. Giving up is probably, it's the only way that you can't have success in Zinzino is giving up. If you start any race and just keep moving forward, you will always finish the race. But there's so many people that just, if they're not having success, they don't realize they need to find the things, it's what's holding them back. And it's
Mm.
usually they don't see, they don't love themselves. They're not proud of themselves. And or they don't have the skills or they're not working on here.
Yeah, and trust me, the business is not easy. I will never say that the business is easy because you have to work hard to gain that confidence. You really need to work hard, not just on yourself, also on your business. You have to do the work because network marketing is the only business model where you can earn a lot of money, but you are in control of your business. And that's what you need to understand. Because if you are not happy with yourself, if you don't have a good mindset, if you're always negative, why should I start in your business? Name me three reasons why I should trust you or get inspired by you when you're negative every single day.
Mhm.
You
Absolutely.
will attract exactly these kind of persons. And I don't want you to attract this kind of person. I wanted to attract different people. And I was also changing myself outside. So I was changing the way I was dressing myself because it's a totally different feeling if you're wearing good clothes, if you're wearing a suit, if you're wearing a nice dress.
Mhm.
It makes a huge difference if you go to the meetings and you look good, you feel confident.
Mhm.
People will have a different energy from you.
Actually, what you said there was really powerful in regards to attraction, because you changed, Zainab, you changed you, and you were now attracting people in a different way. So it wasn't always you being out there, but the people you talked to, people were saying more yes, and you were actually attracting better people and more people that way. And that's probably one of the success secrets it's in you to change you so you attract that success.
Yeah, because if you see it from the outside, like Sven say, zoom out, you see two types of people. People who are really good in communication, or people who look good, like dressing wise, different energy, nice energy where people are attracted to that energy and want to I want to spend time with them. And I wanted to be one of that person. I wanted to be a people magnet. So people take me seriously as a business person. I was 24 at that time. And you would say, oh, yeah, she was young, but still, the business owners were not taking me seriously. They were like, she's 24. What she wants to tell me about the business. But when I changed the way I was talking, the way I was presenting myself, the confidence I get, because the difference between them and me is, I signed up in that business. I know exactly what I need to succeed in that business. I know how the systems works, and I'm living it every single day. And
Mhm,
I don't care if you're successful, if you're earning 10 times more than me. Still, when you sign up, you will need my help.
mhm. Actually, you had so many things about goals. At one point, you got a trip. I think, was it a brother who bought you a trip to go to Dubai? And you said at some point, I'm going to live here in Dubai.
No,
How?
my family wanted to do a project in Dubai, and they asked me if I want to move there because I was earning I was working in a pharmacy, and they said you can work there as well. But
Mm,
financially it wasn't possible. But I posted it on Facebook 2015. I posted soon
okay.
I will be in Dubai. And in my mind, I told myself, I don't know when, but it's out in the universe. And one day I will live there.
And actually things, because you put it out in the universe and you had it on these goals, there you are now living in Dubai.
Since almost 3 years.
Wow. I mean, but that's the power of setting goals, of when you believe you and you write things down, and you're following some successful people, doing what you need to do, always following the success rules, you're going to have success sooner or later. You just have to stick with it. And Black Crown in Zinzino is absolutely amazing. So let's hear a little bit about your future. What is you said you already know you will be president in Zinzino. You've already picked out what you're going to wear. You know what you're going to say. So that envisioning the success, that's a powerful thing. And that's a very strong confidence if you are envisioning that already.
You know, I have a song, and that song inspires me a lot, because whenever I had a low moment, I was hearing that song and I started writing how I want my perfect life. So whenever I wake up and I get ready, I listen to that song, because everything comes back, the confidence, the vision, everything. And when I go to the meetings, I don't sit there as a Black Crown, I sit there as a president. And
Well,
they
I
can
can
feel
feel
that.
that. I feel it. I know it. I've said it. Like, man, I think that's what I'm feeling on when you are on stage. But I think it was an important thing too, because you said, when I'm down. I mean, you're having success, you're doing this, but it's not easy. And
No, it's
and
not
you do
easy.
have down times. I mean, even you at Black Crown have down times.
Yeah,
So
but it's not just the more ranks you have, the more the work you have, the more people you have in your team, the more responsibilities you have. But it doesn't mean that you need to wear a mask and be a different person just to get people inspired. You
mhm.
still need to work on yourself, and that's I am coming first and then other people. So when I don't feel well, I'm taking care of myself. So no matter what happens, I'm always coming first and then the people.
I think that's super powerful too. But and then you guys have built up the culture of your team. I mean, Fabian is just fabulous of that. I mean, Marco sets that culture too. Oregon and Hilda set a culture. You set a culture, because I was emceeing on stage when you came up for the Black Crown recognition, and the video is so powerful. Your team up there, and there was just, they were standing right there and hooting and hollering, like it was absolutely incredible just to see and to feel the love, the love of the team, and it's everybody in your team just supporting each other. I mean, it's still a powerful video. I can just picture all the little things, and even when you were hugging Orion, and it was just, it's a power thing, but building that culture. And I think if you have the culture of loving yourself and bringing each other up and having people do that, that creates a success environment.
Yeah, because for us, it's really important not just help them to succeed in that business, being a good leader, but also being a good person who knows what qualities they have, who knows what it needs to be a, a good me. So we also want to help people to love themselves, to see their the true self of them. So
Mm.
that's what we also include in our leadership. So I always ask my leader, who are you? And I asked the question 66 times. And most of the people, also me, when I got the question, after 4 questions, I didn't know what to answer. I said, I'm a good leader. I'm a confident businesswoman. I'm successful. I'm happy. I'm a happy person. But there is so much more. So our leadership is not just helping them to be a good leader, but also having a good relationship, having being happy in their life. So it was also a process, but we want to give that to our people as well. And I think that's how we set our culture in the team.
I love that, because it is your whole foundation, and everything in your life brings with, and Zinzino is a part of that, and how it all works together. So what is your plan for the future? President? So
Are you
you think
president
that
and
sounds
more?
good?
President and more, because I'm so hungry. I've never been so hungry than before, because Zinzino is a really amazing company. We not just have amazing founders. Look at the potential we have. Look at what kind of people are joining the company right now. And I know in the next 5 to 10 years, people will talk about Zinzino. And if they talk about Zinzino, I want them to talk about me as well as a top leader in Zinzino. So we just started. We have
I
huge
agree.
goals. Yeah.
We have just got started, and I have said the same thing. Since the start for me, I've seen the huge stadium and me in front, and I thought, okay, yes, all the struggles that you have, but you go through the struggles to develop the perseverance, to develop the character, to have that person that is that is worthy of being that person in front of the stadium. And that's who I want to be. I want to create that. And that takes some of the struggles, because it's through the struggles that you get the strongest. So yes, there are struggles. Yes, there are times people want to quit. Yes, there are times where it's hard, but you need to find those tools to bring yourself up and follow Zinab on creating a better you that you can be proud of. Because when you're proud of yourself, success, you attract the success. I love that. Zinab, you are just so inspiring. I think it's incredible. I mean, I wish I knew everything you did when I was 30. And seriously, it's super exciting. I'm really looking forward to seeing your journey from here on. So thank you for taking the time to be on. It's been a pleasure to interview you. And I hope it really inspired everybody to look at themselves and learn to love you, because you are worthy. If you're watching today, you are worthy. You are worthy of being one of the Zinzino presidents. And yes, you can do it. So thank you so much, Zinab. I am also going to let others unmute and thank everybody for coming on. Especially thank you to Zinab. Thanks so much, everybody, for today. We'll see you again.
Thank you,
Thank
Zinab.
you.
Amazing.
Thank you, Zinab.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Zinab.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank you.
Carla.
Thank you, Zainab.
Bye.
Thank you, Zainab.
Blessings to you all.
Big hug
Have a
to
great
you.
rest of your day.
Bye-bye.